All right, the drill down is a segment where we drill down into the nitty-gritty, the backstory, the nuts and bolts of a stock in the news. And here's a stock for you. IDT. Shares of this telecommunications company have been volatile, up 5% or up 6% Friday, down 5% today. But over the last year, IDT shares up 309%. This company's gone from money loser to money maker, but still trading at just 17 times earnings. But PE ratios, stock charts, that's the stuff of Wall Street. What we care about is understanding the company behind the stock. And what you have to understand about this company, founded way back in 1990 as International Discount Communications, is that it's not a telecommunications company anymore, at least not for those paying attention. IDT does get most of its sales from its telecom platform business, 83% of revenues in the last quarter. But much smaller consumer phone business, about 2% of revenues. But the excitement in the stock is over IDT Energy, 14% of revenues, and for that matter, 59% of operating profits. Now, what the heck is a communications company doing in the energy business? Well, IDT seems to do whatever it wants, or more accurately, whatever its CEO, Howard Jonas, wants. But it's created problems on Wall Street because IDT doesn't fit in any buckets anymore. Only analysts on Wall Street, of all of them, only one is covering the stock. It's not a tech company. It's not an oil company. It's a little bit of both. And on Wall Street, you'd say that this stock has some hair on it. What that means is that most of the street has missed the company's turnaround because they're not paying attention. But to a lucky few, IDT has been a three-bagger. Now, for more on IDT and what it actually is and what it's going to do to deliver such impressive gains for shareholders going forward, Howard Jonas, founded the company back in 1990, came back as CEO again in 2009 and joins us from New York. All right, Howard, oil and gas, really? Why?
Absolutely, we need it. The country needs it, the world needs it, and we think we can produce it in abundant supply.
So I want to get into the telecommunications stuff. That's most of your business, but I think this is a strange story because it's part of a telecommunications company. But also this shale oil is a strange story in and of itself. How long until you think it's possible to make oil out of these shale deposits?
I expect within 12 years. I expect within 12 years the world will be moving toward shale oil away from regular oil. There's only 1 trillion barrels of oil in the world, and that's going down. And there are 13 billion barrels of alternatives, which is mainly heavy oil and shale. And all you really have to do is heat it up, and it turns into oil. People used to think that you had to mine it to dig it up, which made it expensive. But technology now allows you to heat it in place in situ. So I think that's where the world's going. I don't think the world is going to, wind and solar and all that kind of stuff.
Now, when you looked at the company and said, hey, I'm going to take my telecommunications company, find the best opportunity, I think that's in an oil technology that's unproven. I mean, what were your thoughts there? And I guess your deposits that you've got the rights to are in Colorado and in Israel. Why?
Well, when I came back to the company, we were just about broke. We had lost 99% of our market cap. And I said, look, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to rebuild the telecom with the people in the company. I'm going to rebuild the telecom side, but I want to do something I'm really interested in. And it happens I've always been interested in shale oil. I'm not a young guy. I was 17 in '73 and sitting on gas lines right after I got my license when the big oil shortage came. And everybody was talking about America's huge shale deposits, 1.5 trillion barrels in Colorado then, and they just weren't properly exploited. Exxon didn't know what they were doing. They spent tens of billions of dollars. They closed the whole thing down one day in '82. It's called Black Sunday. It left a very bad taste in everybody's mouth in western Colorado. But that doesn't mean the resource isn't there for us to take advantage of.
Let me ask you about some of the other assets that are sort of buried within IDT. The consumer phone business obviously is a big business there. But you've got a company called Fabrics, which is essentially like a cloud-based DVR. What is Fabrics worth?
The only thing I can say is that in video, we are the best storage company. Whenever we've been in side-by-side testing with, Epsilon or, Roy or any of the other kind of people who do this, we always come out ahead. We already have 2 of the top 6 cable operators in North America who've moved to our system. We're in the labs of a couple of the other big ones, and we're working out the RFPs now. So I think we're going to take the cable industry. I'm afraid of all the money and all the scientists that Cisco has, but sometimes 50 motivated people are better than 1,000.
Howard, you don't look afraid at all to me. You look very brave. We're glad to have you on. We'll be watching as the spinoffs come forward. Howard Jonas, CEO of IDT.
Okay, thank you.